Hey guys, welcome back to Project E. We're sitting here in the tackle shop. I got some work to do, but yesterday I went out and I filmed on a body of water that I've never fished this time of the year, and I was surprised, man. There was a ton of current when I got there, ripping out of Grand Lake. I was on Hudson Lake, way up in the river. Took me a little bit to figure it out, and I was caught by surprise with all that current. But ended up catching some really good ones. You guys are gonna enjoy this episode, and on top of it, I caught my all-time personal best. Wait till you see this fish that I caught. Come on guys, let's go. He's fixing to show us a fish. Nice! Is that a, what? Big old striper. Good job, buddy. There you go. You have a better one, bud. I think he's proud. What do you think? There's one. That's a good one. Oh, baby. Yes, sirree. I hope it's a bass. I don't know what I got, but it's going to the river. What do we got, guys? Well, I'm hoping it's a bass. We just got out here. I hadn't been here 5 minutes. I don't think it's a bass. I'm thinking it's a drum. Man, we're fishing a river, got a lot of current, and I got something really big on. Come here, come here, come here. Is it a bass? I don't know, guys. I'm hoping it's a bass. I'm hoping it's a bass. I'm hoping it's a bass. What do we got? What do we got? It's a hybrid. It's the same thing that guy just showed me. Dadgummit. These things are fun to catch though. I'll just tell you, these are, you just don't ever know. Yep. You hate them in a tournament though. Man alive, do those things pull. Pretty fish. They are some eating machines. Thing about it is though, it could have been a bass right there. They group up together. There's another one. There is another one. I'm not gonna quite take it as easy on this one because I'm assuming it's the same thing. Yeah, it's a sand bass that time. It's a chunky one. Man, them fins right there will get you. Something right there. Be a bass, be a bass, be a bass. That's a sand bass. All right, thanks for taking my string, buddy, but you're not what I'm after. Golly. Gosh almighty. Look at my rod. He's gonna break my rod. It's a giant. Oh, he's in my trolling motor. Golly. Look at that. It's a big, I didn't know we had these in this lake. Look at the size of this thing. He's gonna break my line. Good night. I may be trying to bass fish, but I'm having fun catching these things. He hit it right when I took it out of the water. Oh, get up here. I'm putting some heat on him. Some strong 12-pound test. There's just so much current. There he is. I got him wore down. I don't know how to grab him now. Anybody got any suggestions? That sucker's big. Look at the size of that. That is the biggest hybrid I have probably ever caught. Would that be like considered a new personal best? That's a big one. Come here, buddy. Oh, this is not gonna go well. You're gonna like go crazy and put a hook in my mouth right when I get that. Yeah, I'm a little scared, I'll be honest. It's not like a bass and you can belly him. Maybe I can belly him, I don't know. Let's try to belly him. Yeah, that didn't work. Oh, I'd like to kind of get him in here. I got a hold of him now. Look at that fish, would you? That is a specimen right there. Just pure meat. Oh, golly. Look at that thing. That thing is just wow looking. It's got a little bitty head and just a body. I mean, look at the width. He's 9 inches tall. That's a cool fish. All right, ain't a bass, but it was fun to catch. All right, buddy, thank you. There we go. Man, those things can fight. Golly, why can't I catch a bass? But that was fun. I'm gonna retie. I had my drag solid because I just had that other great big one. And I knew that was a striper. I guess that's not a striper, that's a hybrid. I guess I probably should have showed you the difference between a hybrid and a striper. The hybrid has broken lines. You know, the lines on its back are spotted, you know, they don't go solid. You know, when you catch a striper, they're a lot longer and leaner and the lines aren't broken. That fish there, all those lines were broken on it, and that makes it a hybrid. And basically a hybrid is a cross between a striper and a white bass. And they get like, I don't know, I want to say the record on them is like 15 pounds. I bet that thing right there was close. Interesting location where those fish were at. I mean, they were right there where the most current, this bluff kind of swings out before it goes back. A lot of times that's where a bass or a smallmouth would be sitting, is right there. But you know, those were the king of this river, so they got that choice spot. There's a fish. That's got to be a bass. Got to be a bass. Hey, that's what we're looking for today, guys. Not stripers, but bass. I can't get over how cold that guy is. All right, guys, so here we are. We are on Grand River. We're below Grand Lake on Lake Hudson, and I've never really fished this up here. I've fished it once or twice in the spring, trying to catch some fish. It's fall fishing. It's the time of year that you go, you know, up rivers. There's a lot of current up here. I'm kind of shocked at that, but you guys just kind of stay with me today. I thought I had another one. We're gonna try to figure this out together as we go down through here. I got a bunch of different rods out. I kind of feel like square bill, jig. I don't know. I got some footage of some epic hybrids. That's all I've been able to catch so far, but I don't know, we'll see what happens here. We're gonna keep going and look for some more bass. Man, anytime I'm in a river and I got little creeks that come out and it makes this gravel bar that sticks out, it's a prime time deal. You know, it's a point in a river. You know, when that creek flooded, it had all that gravel and silt that pushed out, so it's a natural current break. I think I got a fish on there. There's something on there, it's like, huh, weird. Fishing line. No, I got a fish. I was like, I think I got a fish on there. It's a nice one. So much fishing line down there around all those logs. I couldn't get it out of there. I was like, man, I know I feel something pulling. Starting to figure it out a little bit. Getting a few bites on a square bill. It's a nice one. Nothing wrong with him. Thanks, buddy. Oh. That was a weird bite because there's fishing line. I've been getting snagged on every one of these stumps from fishing line. I guess people trolling. And I was like, that's a fish, and I couldn't do nothing with it. But I guess that fish was caught up in that fishing line, or my bait was. That's cool though. I got him. Well, that's what we've been doing wrong. I've been fishing rock. They're on wood. Every bite we've had today has been off wood. One thing that I've learned fishing rivers and anywhere in general, you never pass up something that's isolated. Just an isolated log right there. Beauty of it, only takes a couple casts to see if there's one there, and a lot of times it's worth it. Oh gosh, one just clobbered it. The old spinner bait. How about that? Just started throwing this spinner bait and I had a bite on it immediately. Oh, that's a good one. Yes. Get in the boat. Man, I was just draping that jig over that log and all of a sudden it just went whoop, and I was like, I know what to do when that happens. Oh, that's my first jig fish of the fall. Good one. Little old fat chunky thing. Thanks, buddy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, starting to come together. We didn't get here till late. This is like 1 o'clock. And I fished a lot of rock in that first couple hours. And I got to a lay down and got a bite off the lay down, got the next lay down, got a bite, and then I kept fishing more rock. And then I caught one on a square bill on a lay down and caught another one. I think they're on lay downs, Edwin. I tried to make them be on rock and bluffs, and now that I'm lay downs, you know, now it's getting a lot better, so. All about figuring it out. Oh, dang it. I don't know why they're not getting that spinnerbait. It's two bites I've had on it and I hadn't made 10 casts with it. A lot of times in the fall, spinnerbait will really outshine a square bill. You know, certain times of the year, you know, those fish are up, they're suspended. They won't quite come to the top to get a topwater. And that spinnerbait can be the bait. I'm throwing a 3/4 ounce. Maybe I'll slow it down, start throwing a 1/2 ounce. I think that's what I'll do. Figuring it out. Whoa, that was a horrible flip. There's a good one. There is a good one. Oh yeah, that's a nice one. Stay on there, baby. Just got one hook in him. Man, I switched it up. Like, that's fall fishing, guys. I don't know what else to say about it. I've got a lot of rods on the deck. You know, fish are scattered. They've been fished for all year. I picked up the square bill, went back to it, and this is what I hooked. It's a nice one. Come here, buddy. Come here, come here. Look at the tattoos. Oh, Mark Sexton, he said that. I forgot what he said that was. That's a cool fish, though. That's a cool fish. Yes, sirree. Nice, 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 nice. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Oh, gosh dang it, I had one right there. So that was out deep. Okay, so that's good to know. One thing I really like to do in the fall is make multiple casts. When you pull up on something and you're like, man, that's fishy looking, take the time to make 4, 5, 6, 7, Heck, before in the past, I've had a few tournaments where I've made 20 casts on the same piece of cover and get a bite. You know, what I think happens is those fish have seen so many square bills, so many, you know, creature baits flipped over their head all summer long. When you'll sit there and just make 4 and 5 and 10 casts on the same piece of cover, you just aggravate that fish into biting. So keep that in mind. You know, if it looks good, there's probably a fish there. Make more casts than you normally would. There's one. Not a big one. I bet that's a spotted bass. No, it's not. And I can't get over how cold these fish feel. That's just paying attention to my depth finder. It's been super deep down through here, and I'm like, whoa, it just got shallow. So I just threw out on this log out here deeper. Hey, here's something that I know I say all the time, but golly, it's so critical. You know, a couple of those fish today have come off a piece of cover that's just right underneath the water that you cannot see without polarized sunglasses. So you guys watching this, you kids that don't wear sunglasses, you got to get polarized sunglasses. It will add so many fish to your day and your year, and I mean, it's just crazy because you'll see stuff underneath the water that you can't see without it. Oh, had a bite right there off that stump that's right underneath the water. One mistake I made early in my career throwing a crankbait, you know, square bill, and I see a lot of other guys make it, you know, or just any bait in general, don't be afraid to throw up in there. The worst you can do is get snagged. You know, you've got to have that fish on before you can ever lose him or break him off. So, you know, throw up in the middle of that stuff. It's the worst you can do is have to go up there and get your bait. But, you know, get good with your casting, because the better you become at casting, the more accurate you're going to be when you're putting it up there next to these logs. But, you know, the main thing is don't be scared to throw up there. You can't lose a bait or lose a fish until you have one on. So many people are scared to even throw really into that thick cover. So I made a long cast up there and I got snagged. Man, I'm going to pick up another rod and throw it up in there. You know, that's something that I do a lot. You know, instead of just going right up in there and getting that bait unsnagged, I'm going to toss another bait in there just before I go in there and completely ruin it. Sometimes you'll catch one, sometimes you won't. It's part of fishing the square bill on laydowns and logs. You're gonna get snagged. It's just, you gotta take a big old bottle of patience with you. Man, I know that's kind of a hodgepodge of a day, but that's how fall fishing is. You know, it wasn't phenomenal. You know, you can't have a phenomenal day out there every day. We caught some decent fish, caught some gigantic hybrids. That has to be my personal best hybrid ever. But you know, nonetheless, it's better than sitting in the house. You just got to cover water, and I probably didn't cover enough water today. If I look back at the things I did wrong, I got lazy on a couple stretches and I went with the current instead of going against it, you know, and you're not near as efficient. But let me break my gear down. Basically, everything today came on 3 baits. This right here was a Berkeley square bull, 5.5, the small one. I've got it on 14-pound test, a 7-foot medium heavy rod, and a super high speed gear ratio reel. You know, just something basic, 7-foot medium heavy. I did catch a few fish flipping. I actually caught them on a jig. I switched over to this creature bait just to see if I could get any more bites on it, and I never did. But you know, I caught those fish on a jig right there. It's just a Andy's custom bass jig. It's got that old brown living rubber. I've got a Max Scent sapphire blue trailer. I just love that trailer. It's just a really good trailer, really good color in the water. But that rod there is a 7.6 heavy action rod, 25-pound fluorocarbon, super high speed reel. I guess that's a 1/2 ounce weight, a 3/0 hook, and a little clacker in between. You know, we've talked about that clacker in that previous flipping video that we did down on Falcon. You can look that up. That was pretty epic flipping that we had down there. A couple bites on a spinnerbait. I don't know if you guys want to hear about that, but just a 1/2 ounce spinnerbait. I actually had a few bites on a 3/4 ounce, went to 1/2 ounce. They just were bumping. I don't know if they were sand bass, what they were, but that's just a 7-foot medium heavy rod, 20-pound test. It's the same rod I use for a vibrating jig. You can see this rod's kind of been through the battles. You know, I've replaced a bunch of these guides. I did a video on that too, guys, so if you want to know how to replace those guides, I did that. You know, I did catch those big old stripers on, or I guess you call them hybrids, some people call them wipers. I caught those just on that 1/2 ounce war pig and that square bull. So yeah, that's my day. That's a 7.6 mag heavy with 17-pound test and a super high speed reel. So guys, I appreciate you watching. I wish I'd have caught more and bigger fish for you today, but all in all, it's still a good day. You know, we didn't get out here till about 1:30 and it gets dark at 5. It's I don't have my watch on, but it's getting dark in a hurry. And I want to appreciate you guys following. Leave me some comments. Tell me what other kind of videos you want to see. You know, what I can get out here and do. I'm looking forward to it. I got some big ideas, you know, going into this winter on fishing like one creek arm, you know, multiple times throughout the year. Actually, somebody on YouTube gave that to me, so pretty excited about that. But if you don't mind, hit that subscribe button, hit that comment button and that bell. That really helps me out a bunch, and I appreciate you guys following along, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.